Welcome back to another episode of The Real Deal with Karen and
Maribel.
Featuring
Ya llegó Sergio Zoraida. Sori.
Como nuestro segundo guest en el show, con nosotras tenemos aquí a Zoraida, una agente también aquí en el equipo. También es comediante en su tiempo libre.
No cobra caro.
No cobra tan caro. Luego nos da su información de cómo encontrarla, dónde encontrarla y cómo contratarla. Así es que, pues, Zoraida, bienvenida.
Gracias.
Welcome.
Gracias por estar aquí y por regalarnos un poco de tu tiempo. Este podcast, por los que nos han escuchado y los que, pues sí, nos siguen escuchando, nuestra énfasis siempre fue como mamás en el negocio. So, nuestros primeros guests los hemos tratado de hacer así, como pues agentes que, o sea, también tienen esa responsabilidad de ser mamás, en cómo tienen este balance de cuidar a tu familia y cuidar a tu negocio. ¿Cuántos años tienes tú en el negocio, Zoraida?
Bueno, tengo pocos. Empecé oficialmente en enero del 2022, entonces casi año y medio.
Okay.
Vamos aprendiendo, pero ahora llevamos.
¿Y tú cómo sentiste ese como cambio o de empezar tu negocio y tener a tus hijos? ¿Tienes hijos, verdad? ¿Cuántos hijos tienes?
Tengo 5. No te
¿Y
creas.
qué
¡Tengo 2! Tengo 2. Bueno, es difícil, especialmente porque tengo 2 y se llevan, la diferencia es de 3 años. Una iba a una escuela mientras el otro iba a la otra, entonces tenía que andar de para arriba para abajo, como dice la gente. Y es difícil ser mamá y tratar de manejar un negocio, pero todo es posible, ¿no? Mientras uno se ponga el enfoque y tenga obviamente la pareja que nos apoye y que ya sea también con dinero.
Sí es cierto.
Siempre.
Eso es lo que hablábamos el podcast pasado con Selene, como tener una pareja que te respalde y te dé ese soporte es muy importante, porque no es nada más de que, pues yo voy a ir a tratar de hacer esto, pero mientras pasa, y la verdad, yo admiro a tanta gente que lo hace, que es como que, pues yo voy sola en esto y no tengo pareja, también a lo mejor tengo mothers, que de todos modos tienen que tener un guardadito para cargarlos entre el tiempo en que si hacen ventas, en que si esto funciona o no. Afortunadamente esto no ha sido tu caso, o ha sido tu caso. ¿Tú te sientes que tú has sido respaldada, tienes el soporte de tu esposo?
Sí, tengo el soporte de él, y luego más porque tenemos que pagar fees cada año, cada 3 meses tenemos que estar pagándole a la asociación de realtors, y más aparte la Supra, todos los demás, open house signs, y hasta te los roban. Y entonces, entonces sí, agradezco a mi pareja de que, mi esposo, que él me ha estado apoyando tanto cuidando a mis niños, cuando le digo, ¿sabes qué? Tengo que ir a la oficina, tengo que ir a enseñar una propiedad, él está allí, y el dinero especialmente, y por eso estamos aquí tratando de echarle ganas y conseguir la clientela para ayudarles a comprar o vender su casa. Estamos aquí disponibles.
Sí. So, shout out to our sponsors. / husbands.
A rato se nos llega el tiempo.
Por el momento, sí, por el momento son los únicos sponsors, so, los VIPs. Pero entonces, bueno, tienes poco en el negocio, y tus hijos son pequeños, menores de ¿qué edades?
Uno tiene 30, no se crean.
Y todavía los están trayendo para acá y para allá.
Tengo una ella va a cumplir 8 en este mes, y mi niño de 5.
Están pequeñitos, o sí, todavía tienen que andar trayéndolos. Es difícil, yo lo he encontrado difícil, y mis hijos ya están grandes. Mi hijo ya va a cumplir 15 años y mi niña 9. Y ya no es como que me ocupen tanto, pero hay veces que digo, como que me pesa dejarlos a lo mejor solos.
Mom guilt.
Eso
I know, I left mine alone right now. Well, my oldest is there. The oldest is there, so they're not alone, but it's just always that, like, she's 20, but I always still group them as, like, the kids, not like the little kids and then Maddie. So it's always like, and she can cook and she can do everything. I taught her well, but there's still always that, like, will she know what to do in an emergency? She can drive them away in an emergency, but still it's always that, like, Are you sure you guys want to
Like,
talk
you
about
doubt yourself. Like, am I doing right? Am I doing wrong?
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
always that. Mom guilt does not go away.
No, nunca, no creo. Creo que pensamos es como que, ya que crezcan, que puedan hacer sus cosas, it's gonna go away or it's gonna get easier. Pero no creo que eso pasa. Es extraño. Pero bueno, eso es. Zoraida, ¿cuál fue tu razón que tú dijiste, pues yo quiero ir en real estate porque esto?
Why did you decide to join this crazy industry?
Why? Well, my main goal in life is to buy a house for my mom. Like, es mi meta. Quiero comprar una casa a mi mamá y obviamente ayudar a la comunidad, especialmente a los latinos, porque siento que no tenemos los recursos. Bueno, los tenemos, pero no les ofrecemos la información correcta. O muchos de ellos no tienen el valor de preguntar, de hacer preguntas, buscar información. Entonces, yo quisiera ser esa persona a la quien acuden y ayudarles a cumplir un sueño, porque muchos de nosotros obviamente llegamos a este país con el sueño de superar ya sea a nuestra familia anterior y ser un poco mejor para darles algo valioso a la familia o a nuestros hijos. Entonces, mi meta sería ayudar familias similares a las mías y como a mí, porque yo crecí, yo vi como mis padres sufrieron al llegar aquí a este país con muchos de nosotros sin hablar el idioma, trabajando trabajos ya sea de limpieza y tratando de tener una vida mejor y muchas de las veces se nos dificulta cumplir nuestros sueños porque no tenemos ya sea el apoyo o alguien que nos guíe hacia la meta.
Siento que también ha sido mucho como dices tú, a lo mejor es el hecho de que estén trabajando, pero volvemos a eso, es como que entonces ¿para qué trabajas tan duro?
Sí.
Pero también el hecho de la confianza, porque como dices tú, los recursos están allá afuera, pero muchas veces no sabemos cómo buscarlos, no sabemos en dónde encontrarlos. Y también otra gran parte de esto es que, pues es que yo, vengo de un país extraño. No, digamos que no se siente como que es mi casa, no me siento como que confiado a ir y venir y hacer y deshacer. Y también el idioma, es como que, es que yo no sé si me van a poder ayudar en mi idioma, o no sé si me van a poder entender. Aunque vivimos en California, en el área sur, en donde la mayoría de la gente habla español, o a lo mejor te lo entienden, pero aún así existe todavía de que, es que no sé si me va a poder ayudar, es que no sé si me entiende. Y es algo extraño que todavía la gente piense así, es como que nada más lo peor que te puede pasar es que te diga, no te entiendo, pero puedo buscar a alguien a quien que nos ayude y que nos traduzca, pero sí es cierto.
Y también buscar a alguien en quien confiar, porque mucha gente they take advantage.
Eso sí es cierto.
Sí es cierto, también. Por lo mismo de que no sabemos la información, pues abusan de
las personas que no saben. Entonces,
esa fue tu mayor, eso es algo bonito. Yo diría, lo mío también, pero no, honestamente yo entré a eso por el dinero.
Y por el dinero, pero...
Well, my mom made me, so you already know that. So, my mom made me too.
No, pero pues claro, ya habíamos hablado de esto y es una gran parte de que, yo quería algo distinto, igual que tú, ser como que este puente de conectar a mi gente con lo que se puede hacer en este país. Porque sí es cierto, venimos aquí buscando algo y ya que estamos aquí, estamos trabajando tanto, que es como que, y a últimas, ¿para qué trabajo tanto? ¿Cómo voy a hacer ese sueño realidad? Es cierto.
Y también lo bonito de este negocio desde que empecé, que sé que es un negocio obviamente grande, hay mucha competencia, pero a través del curso encuentras a personas como estas muchachonas que te apoyan. Y no solamente ellas, sino por ejemplo las personas de título, las aseguranzas, los lenders, los prestamistas. Uno aprende y observa, ¿cómo se llama?
You absorb.
You absorb. Sorry, my English is not there.
That's okay. This is a Spanish-based podcast.
Vamos aprendiendo a través de cada transacción, cada día que venimos a la oficina, es algo nuevo y es algo que nosotros podemos traerles a ustedes. Porque, como dice Karen, llegamos a este país nada más a trabajar, y muchos de nosotros decidimos ir nada más al trabajar duro todo el día, pero hay otras avenidas que nos pueden crear ingreso o algo bueno en el futuro sin tener que trabajar tanto, como por ejemplo comprar una casa. Una casa nunca va a perder su valor y si es que lo pierde, se recupera a través del tiempo. Y mucha de la gente no lo ve así. Tenemos que abrir los ojos y educarnos.
Es cosa que no muchos miraban. Uno de nuestros episodios pasados hablábamos de que si la boda grande o la casa. Si cuando yo me casé me hubieran dado a escoger, yo hubiera dicho, ¿para qué quiero una casa? Es lo mismo que pagar renta. Pero en sí no sabemos lo que en realidad home ownership te da de ventajas. No es nada más, so you can write it off on your taxes. Or the taxes you can write it off. It's not that. Si en ese tiempo hubiera comprado una casa, ahorita estuviera sentada en a lo mejor $500,000 de equidad. So es como que es una gran diferencia y no han sido tantos años. So es algo que considerar y algo que mucha gente no sabe.
And that's the thing with real estate is that you never know what's going to trigger something. Like no one expected COVID. No one ever thought that your housing equity would grow, 50, 60, 100 times over, doubled what it was when you bought it, like before COVID. And for people, even then, in 2019, I would hear it, I'm going to wait for prices to go down. I'm going to wait for prices to go down. The market then in 2019 was kind of how it is now. And you hear, I hear it. Then it's repeating now. And I'm like, okay, well, don't wait just because interest is going up. The interest before COVID was like 6%. And even then when housing was, $299, $300, and you could still find something in the twos-ish. People were talking about, I'm going to wait for prices to go down. When are they going to go down? They didn't go down before COVID. And after COVID, they're not. They didn't go down then. They're not going down now.
During COVID, they did not go down. That's what triggered them to go up.
And so sharing, I think, that information with our community, con la comunidad hispana, interest rates are scary, but there's more to it than just that. Ustedes han estado esperando desde 2015 for prices to go down. They're not.
If they would have bought back in 2015, they would still have that stable mortgage payment on a monthly basis compared to now. For example, we bought our house back in 2015, like towards the end of 2015, for $289. Now they're ranging almost $500,000. So our mortgage payment has been the same. It hasn't changed.
But now your house is worth more.
$500,000. And then if I were to rent out my house, it'll be like $3,000, which is something that I don't even.
You're paying like half of it.
And mortgage.
And
mortgage. And people don't see that concept. No. Like if you buy now, your monthly payment's gonna stay the same for the next 30 years. If not, you could lower it by refinancing to a lower interest rate.
Esa es la cosa también, que si están esperando a que los intereses bajen, guess what? You can refinance later. If that interest rate goes down, you can refinance it.
The people who bought in 2019, they refinanced in 2020, 2021.
Yep.
And now they got the same house, more equity, and an even lower payment.
And not just that, you're securing a property or home for your family, because you never know. Your kids might not even be able to afford a house later down the road, but if you get them into the house now.
That's exactly how in San Diego County, LA County, those counties that have really Orange County. How do you think a lot of those people who still live there? It's because they had grandma or grandpa that bought when it was still the retirement area. From 1980, grandma bought that house, and now you've got this young family living there because otherwise they wouldn't be able to.
To afford it.
They wouldn't be able to afford it otherwise, because I know that it's crazy as it sounds. In Orange County, if you make $100,000 a year, you're still considered low income.
The median is
$100,000 a year, that que es nada. You go to Costco, $100 doesn't get you much.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy. Y sí, es una cosa que te quedas pensando, pues es que esto no puede seguir así, ¿verdad? De alguna manera, inflación y lo que sea tiene que bajar. Pero...
Y sí baja inflación, pero mira Nueva York.
No, detuvo la inflación. Y ahorita la inflación, la verdad, ya no ha sido lo que ha estado afectando interest rates or the house, the house affordability. It's not. So, a este punto es como que, ya no es inflation.
The interest rates are just pretty much going to stay.
Everything's gonna like
level out.
Porque ya lo hicieron funcionar por tanto tiempo. Why would they lower it?
Right. And again, ya estaban a esos at that level in 2019. It was already 5-6%. Everyone just wants to forget what happened, but it was already
pues sí, pero
there.
Yo creo que ahorita es como que, pues sí, yo entiendo que el interés está ya a lo que es normal, pero los precios de las casas, no, like they were half the price.
They were.
How they are right now.
They were, but that's not something we can control. Like we talked about it again in a past episode. The consumer can control that. Stop overbidding.
But at this point, ya ni siquiera es overbidding. Yeah, that's the price that it is. Like,
well, that is true. Now it's done.
It's
what's done is done.
For a $500,000 home, that's what it is. Like,
yeah.
Even if you don't overbid, that's what it is.
It is.
Yeah, I saw that on Riverside County, like 99.1% sell at listing or above. So most of these homes are selling at listed price.
Now they're set. Yeah, they're not going to go down. Yeah.
And inventory is low, so
exactly.
If demand is high.
Yeah, son tantas cosas que van en esto que como comentábamos, la verdad nuestra intención es simplemente ser un recurso más para la comunidad, para poner esta información allá afuera. El podcast ahorita se ha tratado más de como nuestras vidas y todo, pero o sea, cuando podemos traerles información así entre medio de estos episodios, es importante, porque no nada más estamos aquí tratando de ser chistosas y tratando de contarte de cómo crío a mis hijos y lo que pienso y lo que no pienso. Es simplemente que nos conozcan, como decíamos, crear esa confianza, porque al igual que las personas allá afuera, yo también soy una persona, yo también tengo mi familia, yo también tengo biles que pagar, yo también manejo a la marqueta, yo también llevo a mis hijos a la escuela, o sea, de todo, soy igual una persona que como tú o como los que sean, pero pues y si de alguna manera te podemos ayudar, claro que lo vamos a hacer.
Y en que sepan que estamos diciendo la verdad. Yo que I've been in it longer, yo he visto, I've seen the pattern. Estaban high, las casas, people were saying they were high in 2019 because they were used to those 2008 prices when everything crashed. So in 2019, like, oh, prices are so high right now. At 300.
Yeah.
Prices are so high right now. When are they going to go back down to 100, to 200?
Y esa ya era una diferencia de 11 años.
Yeah.
O sea, ¿cómo crees que si ya subieron y ni siquiera subieron tanto? Porque el modo en el que subieron de 2008 a 2019 fue de a poquito.
Normal.
Y aún así se quejaban. Es como que lo que pasó en 11 años ya no creo que se regrese.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. And I think that's what frustrates me in the industry with consumers and buyers when they're still stuck on that old idea. It's like, okay, listen to us. It is what it is. Pricing of houses are what they are. They're not going down. We would have to have some, honestly, like the big one would have to hit and houses would have to get destroyed to be valued at almost nothing, so you can find a cheap ass house.
And I don't even think
that even then
it's like, like we have this limited amount of homes. Whoever wants them has to pay a fucking $1 million for them.
¿Quién va a dar más?
Like, so it's like now it's all a supply and demand thing.
And so if you can, go for it, don't wait.
El que quiere puede, hay maneras, porque mucha gente dice, no, they're too high, I can't afford it, pero no toma la iniciativa de buscar los recursos, buscar la manera. Si no calificas tú solo, puedes conseguir a alguien más que te pueda ayudar. There's ways. Hay programas para primeros compradores. Muchas personas dicen, no, pues también tengo mi casa, me quiero mudar, pero no quiero pagar un interés mucho más alto del que ya tengo. Bueno,
¿has pensado en una propiedad de inversión? ¿Has pensado en una segunda propiedad que te cree más dinero?
No solamente eso, ¿cuántas deudas tienes ahorita al momento? ¿Cuántas tarjetas de crédito estás pagando? Las tarjetas de crédito.
La de Walmart, la de Costco.
¿Cuánto es el interés de la tarjeta? 24%, y eso no
27%.
Yeah, 27. Variable.
24 to 27.
Yeah.
So, por ejemplo, puedes vender tu casa,
pagar todas las deudas.
Pagar todas las deudas.
Y nomás tienes un pago que es en credit, which is what a mortgage is, because you have its credit.
Vivir a gusto, y vivir a gusto y posiblemente
and then that's being responsible. That means don't get back into credit card debt. Don't, the credit card's free. No.
No. y aún así pagar un
pago que a lo mejor es menos que lo que ahorita estás pagando de tu mortgage y todas esas tarjetas de crédito. Yes. So, esa es otra alternativa. Nosotros no nomás vendemos, no nomás te ayudamos a vender y a comprar, te ayudamos a manejar tus finanzas que tengan que ver con tus propiedades. Y eso que Sori tocó es como que, es cierto, que hemos estado hablando de esto y es como que, ¿por qué no querrías salirte de deudas y quizás terminar pagando menos al mes? Nada más porque según tú vas a entrar en un interés más alto. Yeah. Si al final del día vas a estar pagando menos al mes, I'm in.
Right, exactly.
Yo no quiero ya saber de nada de credit cards ni nada. Like, get me out of that debt. Y aunque esté pagando, no sé, lo mismo, pero no sé, ya estoy sin deudas, estoy a lo mejor en una casita nueva, lo que sea. So, eso es otra cosa que habíamos tocado y que hemos estado hablando. Sori, yo siento tu pasión por ayudar a la comunidad y me encanta. A mí me gusta mucho cómo eres como persona. Sientes como...
Gracias.
Yeah.
Te sientes confiable. Like, si yo entro a un open house y nomás te miro y es como que, hey, I'm gonna listen to her. Porque ella es... Like, I don't know, se siente tu aura confiable y es como que, yeah. Yo creo que algo tiene de razón ella.
No, pero honestamente yo hago las cosas de corazón. I'm a kind person. Lately I've been trying to get into more like being self-tuned and like porque the more you focus on yourself, the more you attract like the type of person that you are. Like if you love yourself, you take care of yourself, if you're kind to yourself, lo vas a traer. Entonces muchas personas obviamente nos vamos a topar con personas que son rudas, pero debes de mandarles una mala energía, que te vaya bien.
Yeah.
Tengas un hermoso día. Y eso no solamente te hace sentir bien a ti, sino que vaya con bien y que tengas, no sé, algo bueno. Siempre desear lo bueno a las demás personas, aunque te hagan sentir un poco mal hacia ti mismo, get rid of it. Like, turn it into a positive. Like, everything, like I told you, like every closed door is a redirection.
Yeah.
So.
Sí, es lo que siento. A veces siento que toma más energía tuya sentir algo negativo y pensar o hacer algo negativo que nada más just let it flow and be like, I don't know why you're in a bad mood, but I'm not. Yeah. So you go and have a good day.
We notice that when we make calls, especially.
Sí.
Yeah.
So they hang up on us.
Rude.
Okay.
Pero o sea, puede haber miles de razones por las que te están colgando. No significa que es como porque, es que pronuncié su nombre mal o es que no quiere saber de mí. That person doesn't even know me. Like, she might have just been picking up their kids from school. She's busy and it's like,
exactly.
Well, you know what? Like, I'll try you again later, you know?
And you never know, through phone calls, you meet, not necessarily meet,
no,
but through you connect with people. I connected with one gentleman. I still have to go. I feel the calling to go visit him. I don't know if I told you, but he sounded super sweet. He told me to make it short. He said that he was going to pray for me and that good things were going to be coming my way. So I was like, oh my God. He made me cry while I was on the phone and because it was an expired listing. Yeah. And I don't know, something just tells me that I have to go. Mm-hmm. I'll let you guys know if I do go see
yes, update us on that.
Pero hay mucha gente buena, hay gente mala, pero mientras tú hagas de tu parte del corazón y algo bueno, lo bueno siempre te va a llegar. El dinero llega solo.
Yeah. Creo que es cierto. Y creo que muchos, yo creo que a cada persona le llega este momento de que, now I need to work on myself. Now I need to love myself. Yo creo que lo hemos hablado tanto como nosotros como madres, es como que tú necesitas estar bien para que tu familia esté bien, pero muchas veces no es una prioridad o no es algo que de verdad hacemos.
Porque no nos enseñan creciendo.
Porque es como que tú eres mamá, tú tienes que cuidar de los hijos y cuidar de tu esposo o de la casa o lo que sea, que la casa esté siempre limpia, que a tus hijos no les falte de comer, no les falte ropa limpia, nada. Y es como que, ¿y cómo me cuido yo? Y muchas veces no es como que, nomás voy a cerrar mi cuarto y niños no me molesten and that's...
o voy a pintar las uñas, pintar el pelo, pero está todo en la mente. Like, it's all up here.
Yo te puedo decir que a mí no me ayuda irme a hacer uñas porque yo no uso uñas. A mí me estresan hacer uñas.
Me either. I hardly paint them either because I've chipped the paint off. And I'm like, why am I going to go paint?
A mí me da hueva hacerme el pelo, por eso lo hago de chongo.
No voy a hacerme el pelo porque es como que no, apenas si me peino, so, ¿para qué? No creo que a lo mejor he encontrado algo que te pueda decir, cuando yo hago esto, este es mi tiempo, pero en eso estoy, buscando como, pero sí trato de al menos, sentarme, relajarme, leer, o nada más sentarme y tomar una bebida de mi antojo, no alcohólica, ya no tomo alcohol. I had to put it out there because, it was kind of hard, but no alcohol. Pero sí, o sea, nomás tomar tiempo para, sí he sentido que es como que, reconectarme conmigo misma. Like, who am I now? Who was I a year ago? And who do I want to be a year from now?
Yeah. And it's important to do that because mentally. Yeah. That's what is the making time for yourself. It's not the pampering stuff because you can, you could be happy doing that at home on your own and have the same result. It's really just kind of sitting down and being able to think through and kind of look back without the interruptions. Without that stress of family impeding on that time. And it's hard.
It's hard, but it's doable. Like for me, it's been going to the gym. Like you guys know. So I started 2 years ago. I was like, you know what? I didn't really feel confident when I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, I've always had this idea that I could do and be better. Like if I can do and be better, what do I need to do? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start hitting the gym. Aunque no haya sabido nada de how to work this machine. I remember the first day I walked in, I didn't even know where the wipes were at. I was like chasing this one lady. Hey, where'd you get the wipes? She's like, they're right there. I was like, oh, okay. So I've grown in the way que cuando te dedicas a algo y te dedicas a progresar poco a poquito, and once you get to a point and realize, damn, and look back, it's like, I did that. Now I wonder what the next level is going to look for me. And it's been algo que me ha hecho reflejar en mí misma, and it's like a mental escape. Yo puedo mucho más de lo que he logrado, type of thing. And this is going to help not just me, but my kids, even my kids, they look at me and like, oh, mama, I can go to the gym. My little one, he's 5. He's like, wow, look, I can do push-ups, I can do pull-ups. I was like, oh, it's a nice thing. Que lo puedes inculcar a tus hijos, no solamente que el dinero es todo. El dinero no es todo. El dinero se te puede ir. Pero si tú inculcas cosas buenas, como por ejemplo, cuidarte de sí mismo, trabajar duro, ser honesto, and be kind to people, those are values que nadie te las puede quitar. El dinero, cualquier persona te lo quita. Una casa, puede llegar un terremoto y te lo quita, pero los valores que tienes a sí mismo, nadie te los puede quitar.
Very true. Very true.
Eso es
Mic drop.
Es tan interesante como dices que empezaste en el gimnasio y yo siempre te he mirado y me quedo así como de, oh my god, esta mujer ya está en el gimnasio otra vez. How does she do it?
Even my mom, ya estás bien flaca, ya párale, estás bien chupada. I was like, mom, es porque nuestra cultura, no está acostumbrado.
It's, you know what, it's true, but it's funny though because you have to be at a certain happy medium because in my situation, I could not ever be thin enough for my mom. I did CrossFit and I got down to not as low as I was in high school, but the lowest I've been in my adult life.
Yeah.
And even my husband was like, okay, you're getting really thin. And my mom was still like, oh, not enough. And I was like, okay, but then other people around me were like, oh, is that enough? Are you thin enough? You're good. You're fine now, right?
Yeah.
So it's very hard with our culture because you have some who are like, oh, you could be thinner, and then some who are like, okay, you're thin enough. And it's very hard to when you have that constant conflicting.
That's what you have to focus on yourself.
Yeah, it's hard though, but it's hard because when it comes from people that are very close to you, they say, oh, just stop talking to them. Okay, well. you want to stop talking to your mother? Like, period.
No creo que es como tanto dejar de hablar, o porque, y esto he oído también de que, corta relaciones, and it's like, it's not that easy.
No, it's
Y
not.
tampoco como cuando viene de personas tan cerca a ti, you don't cut that relationship, but you do set boundaries.
Yeah.
And you, pues, comunicación, ¿verdad? Contigo, porque es como que, no, I'm my own person. This is how I want to be.
Yeah.
I don't care if they think I'm too fat. I don't think if they care I'm too skinny. This is me and this is how I'm comfortable.
But it all goes back to just focusing on yourself, like tunnel vision, como dice, blur out the noise.
But again, but back to your point though, it's just that those are things that we have to teach each other.
Yeah.
Or teach ourselves because we didn't get that
Yeah.
handed down. And that's the part that's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're the one trying to figure it out while still like figuring out how to block out the noise.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have anyone to teach you, okay, this is how you do it. Where we can pass that on to our kids, so they're going to be in a better position than we were. But that's, I think, where it's really hard when we're that generation that's like, okay, you can't cut off that relationship, but you're trying to learn how to set the boundaries. But at the same time, how do you do it? So then you got to figure it out. And it's very exhausting.
It's exhausting and scary, but if it doesn't scare you, like, you won't grow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just about being skinny. It's
It's
more about doing good to your body. Our body is basically how our soul travels, or no sé cómo, pero nuestro cuerpo
es tu automóvil.
Sí, es
This
tu automóvil.
is all you have.
Exactly.
You don't get another one.
Y
This is it.
muchas personas, no sé, pero yo he visto que muchas personas dicen, ay, ¿para qué? Si de pronto me voy a morir, si tengo que disfrutar la vida, ¿a poco no prefieres una hamburguesa de vez de tu like, ensalada? Digo, no es eso, sino que es como una planta. Si a una planta no la riegas, no le hablas bonito, ¿va a crecer? No. Entonces, tienes que cuidar lo tuyo. Si tú no cuidas de ti mismo, ¿quién lo va a hacer? Entonces, por eso muchas de las personas ya cuando envejecen ya no se pueden mover bien, tienen diabetes, tienen colesterol, tienen que estar tomando medicina. ¿Por qué? Porque tomaron todas esas decisiones anteriores. Como donde estás tú es porque llegaste a este punto que estás ahorita por todas las decisiones que has tomado anteriormente. Entonces, tú tienes el control de hacer cambios para poder llegar a un lugar mejor.
Exactly.
Es cierto.
Sí, es cierto. He escuchado muchos podcasts, así que no les mando
Es tan interesante. A mí yo creo que podría ser disciplinada con comida. Podría ser, pues, o sea, a lo referente como a dieta en lifestyle, podría ser disciplinada a comida, pero no podría ser disciplinada a ejercitarme.
Empieza con poco.
Siento que empezaría así como que, voy a ir, no sé, dos días a la semana para no pucharme y no aburrirme o lo que sea. Pero de ahí es como que, ¿y si voy nomás uno a la semana?
Like, ahorita, I'm struggling because I'm trying to get lean. Like, I know, estás bien flaca. Le digo, no, yo quiero tener mass, like muscle, like músculo. I see it, but it's like the fat, it's on me now. Y es todo un proceso, digo, es todo mental. So, en 6 meses, hacemos otro video y un update. A ver
There you go.
A ver qué tal me veo.
Sí. Tienes que subir fotos a tu Instagram como estás ahorita.
No,
y en 6 meses.
no. Fotos así generales sí, pero mucha gente ya me estaba mandando mensajes, like, la última foto que puse, dice, wow, you look different. I was like, I was scrolling down through my Instagram, I was like, if you go back to my Instagram, like, I had it, like, on archive, una de las primeras fotos que había subido, y me miro bien chonchis. Digo, wow, like, it's a process, pero no lo hago por estar delgada, sino, like, la fuerza, nada, how do I explain this? Like, I don't want to be skinny, I want to be strong.
Yeah.
Like,
I get you. I understand that. Like I said, I was there. I did that.
Yeah.
And honestly, having the last 2 kids, and from that point to now, it's just hard. Once you've been there, it's hard to go and try to start over.
Yeah.
Because you know how much work it takes. So when you haven't started that journey and you're like, okay, I'm going to do it. It's your first time and everything's new and it's great. It's a lot easier, I think, than when you've been there, you accomplish something, but then life took you in a different direction. And now you're like
to restart.
Yeah. Like we talked about with Selene, like I could work out. I like working out.
Yeah.
I could probably do it for 2 hours and just be like, oh, wow, it's already been 2 hours. But getting started is like a mental block. Because for me, if I work out, then the food will follow.
Yeah.
I can't do the food first and then the workout. But knowing how much work it took to get there, and I'm like...
Yeah.
Like, ¿quién puede? Like, ¿quién puede?
I'm like, you can, but it's just... And then add on top of that...
It's all mental. Don't focus on the negative.
I know, but then on top of that, having to figure out how to eat for my body now and my metabolism now, because it's slowed down, because I was like 30 to 30. I'm 40 now. So that body versus this body, the things that like my metabolism then and now, like I felt my metabolism slow down. Yeah. Like I'm in tune with my body and how it feels and whatnot. When I turned 35, when I tell you, like I woke up one morning and was like, something feels different this morning. Like I could just tell my metabolism had slowed down. And I'm like, okay, so what do I do with myself now?
Oh my god.
How do I, okay. So now I'm like, I figure, and you try to figure out, okay, well, how do you speed it up? What are the things you need to do to speed it up? And it all goes back to working out. If you have, the will to want to, you will, but I just don't have that will because I know what it takes to do it. So my will is like, girl, do we really want to?
I just heard a podcast earlier today. It's like only 1% of the population works out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And only 1% of the population basically is disciplined. Like once you get your physical, your mental, and your discipline in line, like anything else could fall in place.
Yeah.
And I also heard this other quote, like it's harder to be physically well or like have a good physical body than to become a millionaire. And it's true.
It is.
Like anyone could become a millionaire.
Yeah.
But do you have the discipline, the time, dedication to focus on your body and like be physically?
And it takes that. Because I would remember because at that time I was working at Z Gallery doing retail. So I would take my food with me, and then from there I would take my gym clothes, and I would change after I clocked out so I could go to my CrossFit class after work, and then get home. But then that starts impeding on your family time, and then the family doesn't like it.
It's not impeding, but you could also put it as your self-care.
Yeah, but again, because we come from that generation where that was not what you did.
Well, we have to change it.
I'm trying, but I'm saying that's the thing.
Okay, we're gonna make it a goal. You're gonna start working out this month.
Oh, I did. I started Saturday.
There you go. That's already a win.
I've done at least. I'm like, okay, because I'm like still getting back into it. At least 30 minutes.
Yeah.
On the elliptical we have at home, so at least it's cardio.
At home.
So I'm like, okay. So I've done 30 minutes so far. Every day this week.
It's mejor que nada.
Saturday.
I think.
And I've also wanted to make it a goal to wake up like either at 6 or 5, but it's hard. And that's also mental.
Yes.
Pero aquí los dejo. Me voy a levantar temprano y that's another main goal. Because we do have to have a routine. Like, look at everyone, all the great entrepreneurs in life. Todos los millonarios, they all have a morning routine. So,
they wake up at 4.
4 or 3 in the morning. God, like, how do you do it? Like, either have to be rich or poor. Like, I remember my parents waking up like super early because they have to go to work.
Yeah.
So, es algo de que tienen que, like, we have to, like, ¿cómo se dice? We have to apply certain things that are uncomfortable in order for us to grow.
It's true.
Because if you stay in your comfort zone...
Es que sí es cierto. Like, how do you expect something different if you keep doing the same things? Nothing different is going to happen.
Yeah, well, that's why Saturday morning I was like, no. I've been wanting to, and I'm off and on throughout this whole year. Was off and on. I was like, okay, just do it. So started Saturday. And
I started journaling too. Like every now and then I journal. It's like I'm talking to myself. Like this is what I want.
I have tried that. Like affirmations. I can't get into it.
I can get into like writing. No. When I do take my time for myself, I do like oh, I am this, I am that, and I'm gonna accomplish this, and I will do this. But to write it, I don't.
Try it. I've heard like people, like there are legal guys been listening to podcasts, like they started just journaling, like, okay, by the time this year ends, I'm gonna accomplish this, this, and that. This is how I feel throughout the day.
So, like,
this is
I
what I'm
can
thankful
do
for.
that in terms if I don't think of it as journaling, as more of like task writing for myself.
Yeah,
I could probably do that, but actually full on my emotions, I feel. I tried that, and I'm just like,
I don't necessarily just write whatever comes to your head.
Yeah.
And
I could do it more like
nice.
Tasking and be like checklist. Because then for me, I'm like, okay, well, I have this on my to do for the year for myself versus journaling. Because then I'm like,
you can even write what you're thankful for. Like whenever you have a bad day, okay, let me see what I'm thankful for. Go back, read. I was like, oh shoot, this is what I wrote down like a few months ago.
I've done that.
And this is what I've already accomplished. Even if it's not on a daily, I don't do it on a daily. I just do it like, okay,
whenever.
My time. Déjame escribo aquí algún poema, lo de crear.
Una cartita de amor.
Unas cartitas.
No, I could probably do more of like a task-based thing.
Yeah.
Like, what did we check this off? Did we check this off for the year for this?
Yeah.
I could probably trick myself into journaling if I structure it that way. Yeah. But the other ways, like full on with like an empty journal, and I've tried, I've bought, I've purchased, and I did some, and I can't get into it.
Do you guys read?
I do, I read.
And I do.
That's when I like tell you, like, si alguna cosa como que it gets my attention, like, porque esta vez cuando estás leyendo and it's like, this is so true. Like this hits me.
It opens up your eyes. Like.
And that's where I like start thinking like, oh yes, I need to do this, and I'm gonna do this, and blah blah. I just don't write it, and I know que sí me gustaría escribirlo, y esto no porque I need to write it, pero porque sí me gustaría en no sé, en un año regresar y decir, oh shoot, I wrote about it, and now I have it. And it's like,
I think that might be part of why I can't get into journaling, because I gotta throw it away once I'm full. I can't hang on to it. Once it's full, I'm like, what do I do with this? It's useless to me now. So I chuck it.
Throw it away.
I chuck it. I don't look back and read on it. I'm like, that's the past. Like, chuck it. I can't hang on to it. And so if it's like the point is to kind of look back, I don't read back.
Well, that's what I was making. My point to look back. Pero no es, yo no creo que todos lo hacen con este sentido de que, porque quiero regresar en un año. Yo creo que es, once you put it out, it's like that's what I'm gonna attract, and I do believe in that.
Once you put it out in the world,
I
do believe in that. Por eso es que like cuando algunas veces estoy como pensando, it's like I even say it out loud because it's like I am gonna do this. Like
I do talk to myself though. I'm not gonna lie. That I do.
Girl, I talk to myself a lot.
I work things out.
No, fuck! Oh, you talk to yourself.
Cabrón.
That's almost on a daily. I'll work things out, and I will put things out, but I will talk to myself, be like, okay, well, what have we done? What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Me, myself. That's we.
Yeah.
And I will do that. I was a kid, I've always done that.
Do you have a name to go with your alter ego?
Your alter ego?
I do.
Yes, I do.
What is yours?
I'm not gonna say
it. Now you have to say it.
No, I
can't. Come on, kid. La chona?
No.
Hassan?
No. Doble P.
Doble P.
Tanto escándalo. Oh my god. Oh, se llama Karina.
Okay, nice. That's not bad. Mine is off of my first name. Mine's Maria.
Maria?
It's because my name is Maria Isabel, but my mom, I don't know why, she nicknamed me Maribel. But that's the name that has stuck my whole life. Okay. So Maria Isabel is just for legal stuff, and when I'm like more hood.
Every time I talk to myself, I don't even know where I got this name. Carmen!
Carmen, get it together.
Yes, exactly.
Like, Carmen, what the fuck are you doing, Carmen?
Karina, Carmen, Maria.
Oh my god. Pero sí, la manera en que yo cuando yo me hablo, yo no me llamo ese nombre.
No, I know. I'll be like, girl, we need to work this out. Like, what is wrong with you?
Like, the fuck are you doing?
That's exactly me.
I say Carmen. Like, Carmen, what are you doing? Like, Carmen,
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that now. No, Karina es algo que, de hecho, de ella sí escribo. Pero Karina es como mi future self, what I want to do. Karina es disciplinada, Karina hace sus llamadas, Karina habla con tanta gente, Karina se peina. Karina is still in progress.
Okay, I need to work on this and I need a third.
Karina se limpia las cejas, Karina se maquilla al menos una vez a la semana.
Oh, damn.
So that's Karina.
Karina's my
Karina's
goal,
in the progress.
Maria's not that.
No, Carmen is just like the side that's sometimes slacking, like get your shit together, like come on.
Carmen es más a la que le gritas.
Yes, basically la chacha, la chacha, like no limpiaste chingada madre, Carmen.
La que te pone un check, like Carmen, the fuck, like why did you say this? Why did you remind me?
Yeah.
That's Maria.
Oh my god.
I think our altars are a little more similar because mine is not goals. Mine is. Maria is the one who gets mad. Maria is the one who cusses. Maria is the one who is ghetto. That's all her.
It's a hood.
Yeah, she said.
I'm a hood.
Mm-hmm. That's East LA right there.
Nice.
Maribel's like normal. This is what you see. So I need a third one now. I don't know. I guess starting with a name. I don't know.
Well, me, I'm known for my two different names. Like, my family knows me as my middle name.
Yeah.
And,
what's your middle name?
Mariana.
Okay.
Or they call me Mara.
Mara.
And a lot of people are like, oh, like, Mara. You know?
Nunca en mi vida había conocido yo otra Mariana hasta que, ves que esa vez estábamos ahí diciendo que cuál era tu middle name y que no sé qué. I'm like, no puede ser.
¿Es that
like,
your real name?
Nomás he tenido otra amiga con la que crecí en México y era de esas que es como que pues vecina, you know, like, nomás vas a la calle y juegas con ellos y Mariana, pero de ahí en fuera yo nunca había conocido ninguna otra Mariana. Cuando tú me dijiste Mariana me recordó a esa niña and I was like, oh my god, ¿qué estará haciendo?
And I feel like I'm two different like people. Like Mariana is more like the pure Mexican, like, and then Soraida is like the whoa, like chill, like. So like everyone who like knows me, and like lately a lot of people have been coming up to me like I go up to strangers, you know, like like lately ya sabes que like la vida es corta, like hey how's it going, like I meet up with strangers with that. I joined a book club. If you want to join a book club, hit me up.
Es cierto.
I'll book we're all booked book clubs, so it's like a whole bunch of women from like different areas out here in the Inland Empire. We meet up like at local like coffee shops. You can like, give me hey, who would have known? Like growing up, don't talk to strangers, and I'm all over here like.
Like that's how you make friends, right? That's how you meet people. And
and connections,
like,
and it's like you get to build like little. Like I always leave them because we're on Instagram, and I'm always like the one like sending them like voice memos. I know they might ignore me and whatnot. But I just mando un chiste. Ay, no, que se alegre la vida.
Otra vez.
Yeah. And I know lately people are like, oh, I like you. I was like, yeah, who doesn't? Si no te caigo bien, pues ni modo.
Exacto. Es como también cuando me dicen, no, es que me caes bien, you know, you're easy to talk to. I'm like, I knew that. Like, everybody knows that. Like,
So, haciendo frío.
Ya está haciendo frito.
No sé qué, estoy copiando al Hassan.
Sí está frío aquí. Sí está frío. Bueno, pues Sori, ¿hay algo más que tú quieras agregar? Creo que este podcast ha sido como que un poco de todo.
Yeah.
De verdad, de todo.
Well, we had to get you 1 through 10 in a rush. Where you started, mom life, what you're doing. We had to all fit it all in.
And it was really cool, like, to see and to hear, like, we're not, se siente como algo nuevo, esto de tratar de mejorarte a ti misma.
Sí.
Which it shouldn't be, and it's kind of sad when you think about it, because it's like, no, this shouldn't be something new. This should be something that everybody does, but we don't do it. Pero es interesante y es bueno saber que tú al menos encontraste tus formas on how to cope with your also mental health, because you gotta be like, también tienes que estar como alerta y también tu mente tiene que estar bien. Pero y te está ayudando y también te está ayudando a llegar a tus goals físicamente, so that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Fue interesante conocerte en esa forma, porque es como que yo te miro y me quedo así como de, yeah, I know you like working out, but it's like, why?
I know people are like,
it's like,
esta presumida acá subiendo pesos y que me quede.
I know.
It's funny because people will think that, because I thought like you, then how you're thinking now. I was like, I just want to be strong. I just want to be able to lift things up without anyone's help.
Yeah.
Which you know, plays to my independent side.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want help, so I'm going to be able to lift things up. I'm like, when I get old, which is still my goal. So that's why I was like, okay, got to start Saturday, because you have a goal when you're 80 to not depend on anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be able to lift things up and be able to walk
not just
normal. And if I fall, just, you know, be able to catch myself when I fall.
Not just that, but like working out and lifting weights, it helps strengthen your bones. So like, which is something that keeps deteriorating as you get older. And like,
exactly. I'm like, I don't want to fall and break a hip. I want to fall and land on muscle. And be like, oh, it's fine. It's just my butt. I've got plenty of it, so.
Yeah, just your physical health plays a major role in anything you do in life. I know. Like, it's everything has to take time. Pero mucha gente te va a criticar, pero si te critican, bueno, si no, pues ni modo, ya.
La verdad, si hablan bien y si no, pues también, ¿qué más da?
Which is what's great about kind of being older from when I was at 30 to now. Because now I'm like, okay, if I do it,
Dang, girl, you're in your 40s.
I've turned 40. I'm actually 40. Well, thanks!
Like, Sori, be nice.
Maria!
I was gonna be like, Sori, Carmen, be nice.
Carmen. Se me perdió mi cadenita, Carmen. No, just kidding, but yeah.
No, but
like,
yeah,
when I was in my 20s, I was like, damn, being 30? Nah.
Me too.
Yeah. I think old is like 80, 90, yeah.
Which then I'll happily admit, be like, yes, I am old.
No, you're not
80.
old.
For me, old is 50. It's like, yeah, you're done.
No, mi mamá tiene 50 y algo, pero no está
mi mamá también, pero it's like, yeah, you're old.
No, yo lo considero old ya cuando estás bien viejito, ya nomás sentado, te quieres nomás dormir. Ya, ¿para qué vive la gente ya sin siquiera?
I agree.
Oh my god! Like, what's the whole point? I feel like there's people that are just sitting there. Like, I feel bad for
¿Por
them.
qué? ¿Qué tal si a ellos les encanta vivir su vida así?
But no, they don't, because
That's
they're
how they're
sitting there
happy.
because they can't get up and walk.
I know.
What makes you think that they want to get up and walk?
I would like to get up aunque sea para barrer.
Pues tú, pero a lo mejor ellos no.
No, pues cada quien.
I guess.
Cada quien.
Cada quien vive como quiere.
Exacto. Yeah. So, yeah, esto fue demasiado interesante conocerte más como persona, como colega de trabajo, como mamá, y la verdad me encantó.
Oh, gracias por invitarme. Cuando gusten, hoy quiero hacer un podcast. Ojalá es otra meta de hacer un podcast.
Nice.
You guys inspired me. Like, these girls can do it. I can do it too.
What do you mean? We just make it look easy.
I know everything. Well, yeah, no one knows what goes behind scenes, but yeah, these girls are great. Like, I really admire you. You both are grinding hard, door knocking out here in Paris. If you're out here in Paris, these are your girls.
Yeah. And
the
if
only
you're
girls.
in
I'm out in Harupa Valley.
Harupa Valley.
I vivo entre los caballos y los gallos y las vacas y las chivas.
I always wanted to live out there because it was like the country without like driving to the country.
Yeah, it's nice.
I like that about Harupa.
Because
you pass it on the freeway, so you're still like in the city, but it's very like.
Yeah, and it's weird because where I live is like off the 15, and then like once you go over across, it's Eastville. So Eastville's like, oh, nice.
I love Eastville.
Oh, nice and pretty. Dutch Bros. I've seen you. She goes to Dutch Bros. in Niambita.
Like, Eastville, I know. Harupa Valley, I know.
Valley, yeah.
I know Harupa, Miraloma. I
live in Miraloma, so yeah.
Yeah, well, that's nice. Well, there's still land there. You can still build, like, it's the country without being the country.
Yeah.
So, si quieren comprar casa, más información, ya saben, aquí está María, Karina, Carmen. No se crean.
We got you.
We got you.
Bueno, pues fue, de verdad me encantó este podcast. Muchas gracias por estar aquí, por darnos de tu tiempo.
I know, it was fun. I love when we don't plan things. This is why we don't plan things.
We don't plan it.
We don't. We just kind of have a basis of like, what are we going to talk about? Okay. And then we just kind of let it
unas cuantas preguntas, porque de ahí todo sale. Like, de ahí tú me vas a decir que es como, ¿por qué entraste al negocio? Y de ahí salen más cosas.
Talk to, that's why. We get people, we're like Barbara Walters.
Bueno,
like and follow.
Yep.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Tu información, ¿dónde te podemos encontrar? Instagram, YouTube,
YouTube, TikTok. Sold by Sori.
Sold by Sori.
Sold
There you
by
have it.
Sori.
Alrighty. So, muchas gracias a todos los que estuvieron aquí y nos vemos en el próximo episodio.
And this has been another episode of The Real Deal with
Karen
and
Maribel.
Bye.